Hey guys, how are you? So this video is for lesson 50. This is the last lesson in your grammar workbook. Yay! You made it all the way through your grammar workbook. So you can do a little dance as you get your grammar book out and open up to lesson 50. This should be a really easy lesson for you because of the friendly letters that we wrote to your grandparents. So it should be a review, but it is something that you need to know. You might be asking yourself, well, how often am I going to write an actual letter since technology is so prominent today? But I think your grandparents really enjoyed getting their letters, and there is something to be said about the art of sending and receiving mail. So you want to make sure that when you do it, you follow these grammar rules and follow the format of a friendly letter. And then the same thing for emails. We have talked about emails pretty regularly throughout the course of this school year, and just how you send an email, especially when you are sending an email to a teacher or when you're sending an email to somebody that is in a position of authority over you, the format that you want to follow, how you want to be respectful in your emails, and how you want to send appropriate emails. And there is a way to do that as well. So it should be a very easy lesson for you guys to complete today. So let's go ahead and take a look. Lesson 50 is on, let's see what page, 129 in your book. So up at the top, you have a snapshot of a friendly letter. And then down below, it says that this letter has 5 parts. 2 of them have been circled for you. Circle each of the others. So let's look at the gray box first, and then we will go back through and talk about the other parts of the letters, or the other parts of the letter, excuse me. So when you have a friendly letter, you do have 5 parts. The first part is the heading, and this gives your address and the date, so right up here. Then you have your greeting, and that includes the name of the person you're writing to. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a comma. So Dear Miguel is our greeting. You go ahead and circle that in the example up at the top. Then you have the body of your letter, and that gives your message. So that is the 4th part of your friendly letter that you're going to circle. So you will circle this whole body right here of the letter. Then you have your closing. The closing is your friendly way to say goodbye. You can say your buddy, your friend, thanks so much, talk to you soon. In your friendly letters to your grandparents, you might have written your granddaughter, your favorite granddaughter. But the closing is the way that you close your letter. That one's already been circled for you. Then you have your signature, and your signature is your name. So up in the example, you're going to circle Ron, because that is the signature in this friendly letter example. So when you write an email, this is something new, but when you write an email, it should also have the same 5 parts. So like a letter, it needs to have a greeting. So hi, Mrs. Meyer. The body would be your message, whether it's a question or a comment. It could be both, but you would have the body of your email as well. Then you would have your closing. Thanks so much. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time. And then you would sign with your name. So like when we started talking about emails and the appropriate way to send them, we did go through and discuss each of these parts. We just didn't do it within the context of a friendly letter and a grammar lesson, but you guys have done a really nice job incorporating these parts into your emails. I want to encourage you to continue to be consistent with that, especially as you move into 6th grade and then later grades and ultimately college, and then to a job one day. The other thing that you need to have in an email is a subject line. So when you guys send me an email, you have to put what the subject of the email is. You don't just leave it blank. So question about grammar lesson 50. Question about my research paper. You want to let the recipient know it's kind of like the preview of what the email will contain. So now let's look down here at part 1. I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. It'll let me, maybe not. Let's see, pull it up just a little bit so it's in the middle of the screen. Okay, so part 1, you have to label the 5 parts of the letter below. Write the name of each part on the line next to the number that matches it. So the 5 parts of your letter are up here in this gray box. So you will label those here 1 through 5. That's your assignment in this lesson. You do not have to do part 2, and you do not have to do part 3. Just this right here. So hope you guys have a great day at home. We will be checking this in class tomorrow. Okay,